And on sport, a total of 20 million naira is up for grabs at this year's edition of the Showtime Bowl Series, scheduled to begin on September 6, 2024 at the Meadows Hall in Lagos. The CEO of Showtime Bowl, Manal Nasir, who confirmed this at a press conference in Lagos, disclosed the top 6 teams will compete in the new season to get a spot in the Showtime Bowl Championship game. Organizers said the new season boasts of a more pragmatic developmental approach to bond with the community, while the general welfare of the players is being addressed. Our correspondent Sydney Okafo has more details in this next report.
12 participating teams are gearing up for this year's edition of the Showtime Flag Football Bowl Series, the second season of the largest Kuwait semi-professional flag football league in Nigeria, which was established on July 7, 2023 by Aziz Amida, will be played in a 7-on-7 Kuwait format. Organizers say the unprecedented feat will help develop league games in Nigeria and Africa.
You know, just bringing more people in the educational level of stuff, teaching people what is flag football, and that's really important to us, you know. So we want to make sure that we go out into communities. We had the Showtime Streets where we were actually going to where people were to try and get them into the game. But the educational side of things is really important for us. So we have people who kind of may know the game by knowing American football and also rugby, but this is a much more... It's a more, you know, the fact that there are women and men playing together for us is a huge opportunity to really get a better reach out there. So not just in Nigeria, but the rest of Africa and eventually the whole world too. So that's a really huge part for us, is educating the people on what is flag football.
Okay, so for season X, we all saw what it ended up with in December. We had a taste of that in the Community Cup, right, in March. And going into the Showtime Bowl Series XI is going to be nothing short of a spectacle, right? We have more teams now. Before we had 10 teams, now we have 12 teams. So this shows that we're growing as a league, right? So growing as a league means that we have more teams, more people participating in the sport, and then we know that the entertainment factor as well is going to just shoot up 100 times.
The 12 teams will battle for 16 weeks, after which the top 6 teams will advance to the playoff to compete for a place in the championship game, tagged the Showtime Bowl.
So when they are in it now, you can see that the level of competition is just as much. So it's interesting to see, and it's also interesting to have women grow as much as they have in the sport. So yeah, it's just as competitive, it's just as good, if not better. So I always like to say, what a man can do, you know, a woman can do better.
Us being new, being the new kids on the block, I think from the league perspective, or in terms of the people who have been around the game for a while, I'm sure not much is expected of our team, us being the new kids of the block, which kind of gives us more relaxed atmosphere to kind of play our football. But for us, it's mostly talent development and a chance to compete against, you know, the teams that have been there, that are more established.
Organizers say they are also focused on expanding the game beyond Nigeria, with an eye on global interest and the 2027 Olympic Game as the main target. Sydney Okafo, TV 360, Lagos.